Mariusz Pudzianowski, known as the Dominator, is an athlete who has taken on the most brutal challenges and emerged victorious time and time again. He is a 5-time world's strongest man, a title that very few humans ever come close to achieving. With his unmatched strength, Mariusz dominated the strongman world for years, breaking records and making us all wonder if this man is really a human. But it didn't stop there. After conquering the strongman stage, he set his sights on another goal: MMA. He took this literally truck-towing power to the cage, shocking fans and opponents alike. I mean, imagine facing off against a guy with the strength to flip cars, throw brick blocks, and squat hundreds of pounds. Scary, right? Now you have to add some fighting skills to that mix.
It's over for both fighters. They've settled into this, but just look at the meat and the vein. And it! Bye-bye, Pepsi-Cola! Hello, Pudzianowski with an uppercut. He takes out Miguel Materla. One saw that coming. Materla!
He doesn't just win, he crushes his opponents, humbling them in the most epic ways possible. From wrestling giants to wrestling with pro fighters, Pudzianowski has seen it all. So let's relive 5 of the wildest battles where the Dominator absolutely humiliated his competition. Our first fight takes us back to a matchup no one saw coming. It was Mariusz Pudzianowski versus Eric Butterbean Esch. Butterbean is a name every combat sports fan knows. The legendary knockout artist is very well known for his weight and shocking power. But this fight wasn't about finesse. It was a pure showdown of size and strength. As soon as the bell rang, Pudzianowski wasted no time. He charged in, using his insane strength to push Butterbean back against the cage. Butterbean, known for his heavy punches, tried to land a hook, but Mariusz dodged, wrestling him down like a pro. And here's where things got brutal. Pudzianowski pinned Butterbean and started landing some of the heaviest ground and pound strikes you'll ever see. Butterbean, used to taking heavy punches, found himself struggling against Pudzianowski's relentless pace. The crowd went wild as Butterbean struggled under Pudzianowski's massive frame. But Mariusz wasn't giving him a chance to recover. It was only a matter of time before the ref had to call it. Mariusz Pudzianowski walked away victorious, and Butterbean was left stunned. This was more than just a win. It was an absolute showcase of Pudzianowski's raw, unstoppable force. Next up, we have another jaw-dropping match: Mariusz Pudzianowski versus the towering Bob Sapp. This was one of the most anticipated fights of the year, and the fans knew they were in for a show. At 6 feet 5 inches and weighing over 300 pounds, Bob Sapp had the size and reach advantage. Known for his explosive power, he had a reputation for ending fights in the first round. But even with all his power, Pudzianowski had one thing Sapp couldn't match. He had explosive, unbreakable strength. When the bell rang, Pudzianowski came out swinging like a machine. He charged at Sapp, moving faster than anyone expected. Sapp tried to counter, but Mariusz was relentless. Pudzianowski wrestled him to the ground, overpowering Sapp like he weighed nothing. From there, he unleashed a brutal series of hammer fists, each one landing with a bone-shaking impact. Sapp could barely defend himself, and after one more devastating strike, he went down. The ref called it, and the fans went absolutely wild. Mariusz had not only won, but crushed his opponent. 2 fights in, and Mariusz is already proving why he's a true force to be reckoned with. If you're loving this, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. But don't go anywhere, because the next fight gets even crazier. Now let's talk about one of the most technical and grueling fights in Pudzianowski's career, his showdown against Jay Silva. This wasn't just about power, it was a war of endurance and skill. Unlike his other opponents, Silva was a more technical fighter, with speed and skill that had given many fighters trouble. This was one match where Pudzianowski had to dig deep. Right from the start, Silva used his agility to try and keep Pudzianowski at bay. But Mariusz adapted fast. He cut Silva off, pushing him into the corner of the cage and used his strength to repeatedly bring him down to the mat. But Silva kept getting back up.
I ten prawy potężny prawy. A w tej chwili tak, chodzi o to, aby przewrócić rywala. Trafił kolanem Pudzian! No!
The two went back and forth, trading blows and takedowns. By the third round, it was a battle of pure willpower. Then, in a jaw-dropping moment, Mariusz landed a powerful hook that rocked Silva. You could see the impact as Silva stumbled. With Silva dazed, Pudzianowski moved in for the kill, launching a series of strikes that had the crowd on their feet. Silva could barely defend, and when the bell finally rang, it was clear Pudzianowski had outlasted him. It was a brutal fight and one of Mariusz's most hard-fought victories.
Mariusz
For this next showdown, Mariusz faced Michał Materla, another strong man and fellow Polish fighter. Known for his experience and technical skill, Materla was a well-rounded fighter with the capability to push Pudzianowski like few had before. As soon as the fight began, you could feel the tension. Materla came out cautiously, aware of Mariusz's power, while Pudzianowski was focused and ready to unleash his strength. Materla tried to maintain control, but Mariusz quickly closed the distance, landing a huge right hand that sent shockwaves through the arena. With Materla rocked, Pudzianowski seized his chance and moved in for the kill. He followed up with a brutal combination of punches, each one hitting with precision and force. Materla struggled to defend himself, but Mariusz was relentless, pounding away until Materla crumpled to the mat. It was over in a flash. The Dominator had claimed another victim.
Ulokował ten cios podwrótkowy. To było coś niesamowitego. I teraz wszyscy, którzy tak pewnie stawiali na Michała
Our final fight might be the wildest one yet. Mariusz Pudzianowski versus Serigne Ousmane Dia, also known as Bombardier. Bombardier was a Senegalese wrestling legend with an undefeated record, making him one of Pudzianowski's most dangerous opponents. When the bell rang, the Dominator went straight for Bombardier, charging in with a burst of energy that surprised everyone. With a brutal right hook, Pudzianowski staggered Bombardier, and in seconds he had him against the cage. It didn't take long before Bombardier was on the ground, unable to defend against Mariusz's relentless blows. And with that, the ref called it another victory for Pudzianowski. This fight cemented his reputation as one of the most intimidating fighters in MMA. And there you have it, 5 of the most insane fights where Mariusz Pudzianowski didn't just win, he humiliated his competition. From legendary knockouts to jaw-dropping displays of strength, the Dominator has shown the world that he's more than a strongman, he's a force of nature in the cage. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which Pudzianowski fight was your favorite.